Well, hello, hey, hi, happy new year. Um, I'm back after 3 long months of not vlogging, after 2 long months of not being on social media at all. I feel like I am finally in a space where I can hop back on here and talk to you guys. So, for those who may have randomly found this video and have no clue who I am, my name is Alisha Robertson, and I take you through my entrepreneurial journey through these weekly vlogs. So, I took off November and December off of social media completely. If you guys watch my last vlog, if you have no clue what I'm talking about, I'll post it in the description below, but I was really in a weird space in November of last year, just trying to figure out what my identity was, who I was, what did entrepreneurship look like for me. I had a launch that did not go as planned, which brought up a lot of really weird feelings. So I took 2 months off of social media and ended up being 3 months off of creating content just so that I could sit back, be still, and figure out what the heck I was going to do next. So I didn't know if I was going to get a job. I didn't know if entrepreneurship was going to be a thing, and if so, in what capacity. I didn't know anything, nothing. So yeah, I took some time off to gain clarity, and let me tell y'all, the clarity that I received was mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. For now, let's just do a quick recap of what the past 2.5, 3 months looked like for me.
Just pulled up to the house, don't feel like getting out. I'ma just lay back and crack this window. I've been doing my best, taking a moment to rest, feeling stressed out. Give it a good, I put that on God when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that broke mentality. Jump on jealousy, my bad. Get away from me, 'cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, catch a break, better way. Oh, Mom and Dad's only daughter, do I make you proud? Writing my life in lyrics, do you like the sound? Seeking approval constantly. When it's my truth I own, I speak, it don't make sense now. Give it a good, I put that on good when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that. Jump off my back, 'cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. 'Cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, catch a break, better way. Oh,
All right, so now that's over. So I mentioned that I took some time off to really figure out like what was next in my business and in my life. 2021 kicked my ass. Like I've talked about that before. Like it was a really, really, really hard year. And I truly felt like God was like peeling back the layers and peeling back who I thought I was. In order for me to like really see who he has been calling me to be. And I'm not going to go into super detail about it just because, you know, I wanted to make this quick since this is like my first video back, but I will link to the podcast episode that I recorded this past week about it. But basically over the past few months, I talked about before that how I felt like so much of my identity was wrapped up into being this coach, being this entrepreneur, to the point where if something didn't go as planned, I started basing my worth off of that. Like I started to question if I was good enough, question if I was really on the right path, and like doing all these weird like mindset things that from the outside looking in, I looked fine, but on the inside, I was really, really struggling with that. And over the past few months, God has just been showing me that like, yes, I am a talented business coach. I am gifted at business coaching. I have helped my clients to really make a lot of amazing transformations, but that is not who I am. That is not necessarily who I have been called to be. That is simply an outlet for what he has been wanting me to do. So, over the past few months, I just realized that it was very important for me to essentially let go of that identity, to let go of what I have held on to for almost 8 years now, because coaching has been my comfort zone. Coaching is, again, what I'm good at. It's my livelihood. It's how I make money. I don't know a life outside of coaching, which it's great on one end because I've been doing it so long, but on the other hand, it's kind of sad because I literally don't know what my life looks like outside of this industry. So with that, I sat down over the past few months, and I sat down one morning to journal, and the idea came to my mind, or the thought or the question came to my mind. What would you do if money was not a factor? Like, what if I could do anything, if money wasn't an issue, if money wasn't a question, what would I do? And I journal every morning. Like, this is like my normal morning routine, but that was the first time that like that question popped up in my head right as I was about to sit down and journal. And as I was thinking about it, like I went to go put pen to paper, and the words flowed. Like they just flowed out so naturally to the point where I had to go back and read what I had written because I was writing so fast, and I had to like almost catch up with my thoughts because I didn't even realize what I was writing down because I was just such in like a flow of just like thoughts pouring out. And I'm not going to read you, of course, like the whole journal entry, but essentially what I wrote down was, if I could do anything without money being a factor, without money being a worry, I would write. I would write a lot of books. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I've always struggled with this. I've always known that I was supposed to be a writer, but it's one of those things that I have been like running from, because while I love writing, I see a future in writing. You know, writing a book doesn't necessarily pay immediately, especially if you are going the self-publishing route. Like I don't have anyone giving me like in advance. So I've always kind of ran away from it because of money. It's been like a big fear of mine. If I'm going to focus on being an author, then I have to make money. I have to pay the bills. I have to do all of these things. And it's been something that has like really, really messed with me for some years now. So as I was journaling, I wrote down like I wanted to write. I wanted to write a lot of books. I wanted to build community where women can come together and talk about this journey of entrepreneurship that they are on. I wanted to create my journals and products that are going to help women to not only build their business with intention, but also live their life, intentionally. And like, as I'm writing and as I go back through and reread all of this, y'all, it felt so good. Like, I remember rereading what I had written down and said, God, this feels so good. Like, this is what I want. Like, this is what I want. And it's crazy that I like took this time off as for a break to like really sit down and ask for clarity. And that's how clarity came. Like, I've always wanted to write. I've always wanted to be taken seriously as a writer, and I get clarity as I'm writing. So yeah, it took me a minute to like really sit with that, because of course it was a lot to take in, because there was no denying it. Like, that was a God moment. Like, that was very divinely like done. It was no denying it. And like, I knew right then that what I'm currently doing, or what I was currently doing, did not align with that vision for my life that I had written down. So I took some more time. I prayed on it, of course. I was like, God, are you sure? I actually went back through old journals, and this is how like you really have to make sure that you're always revisiting your vision over and over again, because I went back and read through old journals, and tell me why old me was talking about the same thing. Old me was saying how she wanted to write books. Old me was saying how she wanted to create these physical products and build community. And it's just crazy to me how I knew deep down that's what I wanted. Like, I've always known that's what I wanted. But it took me, one, having the worst year of my life, and two, going back and seeing what old me like 2-3 years ago said that she wanted to really realize how far off from that vision I had gotten. So yeah, that was the clarity that I was looking for. And even till this day, that was a couple months ago, even till this day, it still feels so good. It feels so aligned. And like, I've been praying, because I said that I wouldn't do anything else without God telling me to do it. And it still feels good. It still feels so aligned. God hasn't told me no. God hasn't told me, girl, this ain't it. So like, I know that this is what I am supposed to be doing. So with that being said, I have decided to close down my group coaching program, the Purpose is Service Academy. And I talk about this more in the podcast, but that was really hard for me. And I've already let my clients know, but that was really hard for me because, again, this is what I do. Like, I'm the coach, this is how I make money. So to close it down and almost take away the identity of being a coach has been very hard for me. Like, I'm not even gonna front. And closing something that is working has been hard as well, because it's super easy if something's not working to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna scrap it, I'm gonna start over again, I'm gonna try something else. Like, that is super easy. But closing down something that is working, something that is making money, something you have a wait list for, like, that was really, really hard for me to do, because it's almost like I'm saying no to money when I'm not in a position to be able to say no to money, if that makes sense. So that has been really hard, but I knew it was one of those God nudges. I knew it was something that I was supposed to do. So I did it. And like, I was afraid like my clients would be upset. I was afraid that they would be mad. But when I tell you, I have gotten nothing but kind words from them. It's just been a blessing. Like, it's been a blessing, the responses I've gotten. So yeah, no more Purpose to Service Academy. So all of that y'all saw last year with me prepping the program, prepping for the launch. I won't say it was all done for no reason. I won't say it was a waste of time, but yeah, it's no more. It is no more. But I have a lot of amazing things coming up, which I'm excited to get back into vlogging, because I'm going to continue to show you guys what life is like as an entrepreneur, what life is like as someone who is now pivoting into something new, and just showing you like, this is what entrepreneurship looks like. Like, it isn't always rainbows and 6-figure launches and butterflies and meetings with Oprah. Like, this is real life. Like, this is what it really looks like. But I have some amazing things coming up over the next few months. The Living Over Existing book. I think I talked about this before, but I wrote the book originally 4 years ago, and I will be re-releasing it in a few months. I'm launching a new completely free community for women entrepreneurs called Intentionally Made, which I'm so excited for. Like, I've been working on that since I got clarity of the move that God wanted me to make. So I'm excited to show you guys that. And of course, just show you guys, like, again, all the behind the scenes. But I'm going to leave a link to the podcast episode where I really go into depth with, like, what this past few years of transformation, of clarity, or past few months, not years. Anyways, what the transformation looks like. But yeah, and I am going to start back vlogging weekly. So if you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what other things you guys would like to see here on this channel. I think I'm going to keep this channel strictly to vlogging from now on. So I'm going to leave the podcast where the podcast is and just use this to vlog. But yeah, I'm super excited to chat with you guys some more in this new year. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Again, I'll start back vlogging soon, so there will actually be some more substance later on. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week.